Hi. Welcome to Money Monday. Alma Tech is good. Come on in. We're going to get started promptly at 9 o'clock. We're going to give folks an opportunity to hop on. Tonight, we're talking about sneaky fees. So it's going to be a light Money Monday tonight. This is just a helpful reminder, and I think it's good to have these types of reminders. So we'll talk about sneaky fees, what they are, what that looks like. And yeah, I'll give you just some reminders on what to do. So come on in. Hey, Candy, welcome to Money Monday. I can see who's on here. Last week I couldn't see everybody, so thanks for joining. We'll get started in about another minute or so. So let's give folks an opportunity to hop on. Who else do we have? You guys say hi so I can shout you out on tonight's Money Monday. Hey, Lala. Thank you for joining Money Monday. We're talking about sneaky fees tonight. So we'll start about another 30 seconds or so. All right, let's get started. It's 9 o'clock. So tonight, I'm just going to give you a reminder. We want to keep an eye out for those sneaky fees. And I think that this is a good reminder, especially now, sometimes because we can forget. So this is just a little reminder for you. So you guys know I always say small holes sink big ships, right? It's not going to be those $500 purchases every now and then that's really going to tank your budget. It's going to be those $20, those $10, those $5 here or there every now and then type of things that's going to sink your budget. It's going to be those daily coffee runs. It's going to be those subscriptions that you don't really look at. And so you really have to keep a close eye on those small fees, those $2, those $3, those $10, because that's what's going to make the biggest difference. And so when we're talking about sneaky fees, we're talking about delivery fees, which is really big with food delivery, Uber Eats, DoorDash. We're talking about the subscriptions that you don't use. We're talking about the interest on your credit card that you pay every month and don't even really realize like, wow, I'm paying so much money in interest. We're talking about access fees when people charge you fees to use their app or come to their gym or whatever it is, right? iTunes, music, all of that. That's what we're talking about with sneaky fees. And so, like I said, you really want to watch these small fees because these are the fees that are going to make the biggest difference in your budget, right? So the first thing that you want to do when you are keeping an eye on those sneaky fees is to review your accounts, okay? So start looking at your bank account, start looking at your credit card accounts, your debit accounts, your Cash App accounts. Look for those very small amounts. I'm talking about under $5. So you know how Cash App, they'll charge you, let's say like 63 cents or something like that if you transfer money and it's immediate. That type of thing adds up. So you really want to look at that. Look at your credit card statements. And so when your credit card statements come every month, you know, you may see the interest on there, but you're not really thinking about it. You're not really tripping off on it. But think about that interest over a year, right? So look at your credit card statements from 2023. I can guarantee you probably paid 3 figures in interest. And that's a lot of money that could have went somewhere else. You want to look at the total fees that are associated with things. So we know to do that when we're making large purchases, right? When we're doing delivery or we're buying a car, we're looking at the add-ons that they're adding. We're looking at the delivery fees and all of that. But it's really those small fees, those total fees that are adding up. So let's talk about food delivery. I don't know if you guys know this, but DoorDash is expensive. Yes, it's a convenience. Yes, it's a luxury, but it's also expensive. So typically they charge you a delivery fee, which is probably about $6. And then they charge you the tip, right? So you're tipping for them to bring your food so it's not ice cold when they deliver it to you. But did you know most food delivery apps charge you more money for the food? And it's small amounts. They may charge you $1 more for the hamburger, or Pat says outrageous. It really is. And so when you're paying it, you're not really thinking about it because like, oh, it's under $20. But a meal that should have been $10 if you went to pick it up now just became a $25 meal. So that's what we're talking about. So you really want to start looking at those accounts to figure out how much more you're overpaying, and so that you can be conscientious of that and then stop it if you need to. The second thing that you want to do is to know your total before you start and confirm, right? So food delivery, you're going to get your car worked on, anything, know the total up front so that you're not hit with the extra $5, $10, $50, $100. You're not hit with these consistent fees on a consistent basis. And then look at the totality of those fees. So a lot of people, they buy extra lives on their games, right? On their phones. You would be surprised how often and how much those $199 extra boosts add up. You would be surprised at how much money you spent on Roblox last year, or Roblox last year. You would be surprised on how much you spent at ATM fees. That's all money that's slowly leaving your account, that's busting your budget, and you're not even thinking about it because it's $5 or it's $10. The next thing that you can do is review your past and reoccurring charges. So like I said earlier, review those past purchases, but also look at the reoccurring fees. What do those look like? Most debit cards or credit cards, they'll have a section in your account where you can review your reoccurring fees, and it'll tell you how much you're spending on Hulu, how much you're spending on Netflix, how much you're spending on Disney Plus, how much you're spending on Peacock, how much you're spending on Max, how much, it just goes on and on and on. So look at those past purchases, but also at those recurring purchases. Look at your cell phone bill. There are things on your cell phone bill you probably don't even know that you're paying for. Look at your internet bill. There are things on there that are small fees that are adding up. And then lastly, cancel what you don't need or what you don't use, right? $20 a month for the next year is $240 that can be spent on something else, right? Gym memberships. If you're not going to the gym, if your kids are downloading games and extras and boosts on their iPhones and their apps, have a conversation with them where you turn that off, because those are small fees that are adding up. And then look at those luxury subscriptions. So some things you have to pay for, right? We pay for convenience, but there are some things that you absolutely don't need. And one of them is multiple streaming apps. We cut the cable cord. Most people cut the cable cord because they wanted to pay less for cable. But if you have 15 streaming apps, it's the same price. So you might as well look and see what your family is using. If you know that your family isn't watching Hulu anymore and it's $6.99 a month, just cancel the subscription. If you know that you're not going to the gym, no matter what your best efforts were, cancel that membership. TikTok shop, $5, $10, $20 on TikTok shop, that adds up. So keep an eye on those sneaky fees. Check them regularly so that you have an idea and you're clear on what's coming out your account, because it's not those $100 purchases that's going to get you. It's those $5, those $6, and so on and so forth. If you're spending $6 a month on 10 items, that's $60 a month that could be allocated to something else. That's over $600 for the year. $720 for the year that you're spending on things that you don't need, that you don't use, that's, that you don't even need it anymore. So review those sneaky fees, cut where you can, and start paying attention going forward so that those small holes aren't sinking your big ship. Okay? That's it. That's all. Review those sneaky fees this week. I love you guys. I will see you next week. Have an excellent Monday. Bye-bye.